Dealing with erosion on Sandy Neck Beach is not easy. Soon the public will get to see details on a consultant's plan to mitigate the damage. We'll tell you why Town Hall is lit up blue, and Town Manager Tom Lynch gives us a preview of this year's capital budget. These stories on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, April 4th, 2016. I'm Sarah Mannel. Sandy Neck staff will consider several long-term options to help mitigate coastal erosion at the popular beach. The results of a recent study will be presented to the public next week. The study was paid for with a coastal zone management grant. The Erosion Solution Alternatives Analysis meeting will be held at the Barnstable Senior Center Monday, April 11th at 7:30. The public is welcome to attend. Well, if you head to Town Hall during this month, you may notice some special blue lights. Those lights are part of the Light It Up Blue campaign. The campaign coincides with Autism Awareness Month and is a way to show support for those affected by autism spectrum disorder. Capabilities will be hosting events throughout the month of April in honor of Autism Awareness Month. For a full list of activities, visit capabilities.org. Town Council will begin work on the fiscal 17 budget this week. To get details, Channel 18's Sarah Colvin talks with Town Manager Tom Lynch.
Continuing, last week we talked a little bit about the budget book, continuing discussion about the capital improvement plan. Yep. Tell me a little bit about, I think we're moving into enterprise funds at this point.
Well, I want to remind our viewers that we have a total list of projects in the capital improvement plan of over $29,000, and the general fund has $15,598,000 of that, and the enterprise accounts about $14,283,000. So we went through the enterprise accounts last week, and I thought I'd talk about the general fund recommendations. So these are actual monies that are in our capital trust fund that we'll either pay for cash for, or we'll do a bond issue, or we will use the community preservation funds. We count that in. We make transfers from other accounts that may have happened, and then there are instances where we've had projects. It might have been a dredging project, and then but we didn't expend all the money, so some of those transfers are going to another dredging project. So they're listed as part of the total cost of whatever that item might be. And then we have the sewer construction and private way fund that was adopted a couple of years ago, and that's for our private roads that we're doing with that. So going down some of the projects that we're looking at, we've got traffic signal upgrades, about $150,000 we'll spend in cash on that. Public roads maintenance is always a big one for the town. That's $3.25 million, and anyone can see the work we've done on all of our public roads around. We're proceeding along with that. In the same vein, we have $730,000 for guardrail replacement and sidewalk improvements. Always in every village we've got some work that needs to happen with guardrails and sidewalk improvements. We've got a Marston's Mills land acquisition and parking lot project, which is rather unique in that they're doing a lot of work down in the village in terms of redoing sidewalks and traffic calming and things of that nature in the village. And then there was this parcel of land that became available to us that could be used for parking or connected between the Route 149 and Main Street, where that we've got the library and the men's club, and so there's a connector there. So we feel that's an economic development project that we've got going there. The Blish Point boat access channel dredge. This is almost $1 million.
Wow.
Last year we spent money on the outer channel, and Blish Point right in that area has shoaled up quite a bit. So that's on tap. And then we have a couple of private road repairs, and we're suggesting that there'll be some transfer from past private road work, and then also about $650,000 from the sewer construction and private way fund. That'll be interesting to see, you know, if councils are willing to, you know, tap into that fund as we're permitted to do for some of the private road maintenance that we have. And then we have our municipal facilities that we're looking at. One thing that would be new is some walkway to the sea shanties, actually over on the park that's on the corner of South Street and Ocean there. We're talking about right there doing you know, some additional shanties, so as people come down from Main Street into the Bismore Park area, that also shanties there.
I just think that would look so nice. I mean, thinking about the walkway as the connector, and it's just, I mean, it's really nice now to be able to walk, but thinking about that park, I think there's so much use you could have there. And I from what I've heard from Melissa Chartrand and from Joanne, is that these could be kind of more seasonal, more year-round shanties, and the possibility of like a Christmas village, which would be pretty cool.
We don't have to move those the same way we do the ones that are down right in the floodplain area. So there could be additional uses for those. So we're hoping the council supports that. We'll begin renovations over at the Ostowa Bay School and Recreation Building with site improvements, and that's going to be a long-term project, but there's over $900,000 put aside for that.
Right.
Beach facility improvements, the Lombard Field improvements, one of our larger expenditures, but there's been a group working on that for some time. They've designed new fields, moving playgrounds, you know, parking lots. So we're partnering, or trying to partner there with the Community Preservation Act. So we would bond over $900,000 for the Lombard Field replacements, and also seek $750,000 from the Community Preservation. So that's one, and the next one also over in West Barnstable, the community building needs new window repairs. So these are kind of running parallel right now, so we may not finish those in the next two meetings because we need to wait for Community Preservation to finish their work. So we may see those, say, the first meeting in May.
Sure. I mean, thinking about that area in West Barnstable, you've got the old Selectmen's Building, you have the Community Building, you have the Luke's Loaf Playground, that Lombard Field, which is very busy for softball players. So it certainly is almost like a hub out there in West Barnstable. And
it's highly used, as you're pointing out. A lot of activities take place at the Community Building, and we've also got the old Selectmen's Building down there. There were art shows and things. So a lot of activity down in that area, and it does function as a hub, as you point out.
Indeed.
So, then we have some of our, you know, water quality issues with the Schoolhouse Pond algae program that we'll be embarking on. That was a pond that began to deteriorate the last couple of years, and citizens have been very active in that. So we've got $55,000 in cash there, as well as some municipal storm sewer program that's being run to collect stormwater runoff as it goes along. And then we have the school facilities, and they have 5 projects. So they're actually going to start on this Thursday. They'll be the first group up, and probably the biggest project there is the bond issue for the Horace Mann School, Barnstable Community Horace Mann School, over, you know, right next to HYCC.
Yes.
So that's a big project to do roofing and repointing and whatever. So I think it's a project that tries to address a lot of our facility and infrastructure needs, and we hope the council's able to support us on it.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, this Thursday, presentations will begin. So the school department is up first for presentations. How many do you anticipate will take place this week?
Well, that's a good question. We've been reviewing that with, you know, Mark Milne and staff. We think we're going to probably get through close to just a little over half of them. We're doing the schools. We're doing ones that don't fall under the Department of Public Works. We're trying to bring all the Public Works ones in for the final night. So I think we'll probably be able to do the majority of the work on the budget in 2 meetings.
We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 8 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will chat with Police Chief Paul McDonald. We'll hear from DPW Director Dan Santos. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.